Okay, part 3, we're going to make another standard component. This time we're going to model the front and back wheels. Now they're quite a complex shape, but we're only given a few dimensions, so we're not going to worry about matching it exactly, but we are going to get the ones I have here correct. And to do that, we're going to do the Revolve tool. So in Inventor, we're going to start a new part. Start a new 2D sketch. This time we'll do it on the YZ plane. And we're basically going to follow this drawing here by drawing half of that wheel. As always, we're going to lock onto the origin to begin. So I'm actually going to start by drawing a box that the wheel, half the wheel, would fit inside. This center line here is actually going to be a construction line. In fact, we'll make all of them a construction line, just to make it a little bit more straightforward later on. And we're going to dimension that. So 1569 across the top. Now the overall wheel is 33. Therefore, we're going to end up with 16.5 height because we're only drawing half of the wheel. And so far, we're fully constrained. So anything we draw that fits into here, we know is going to work out quite well. Okay, our only other two dimensions we need to get right are the 3.1 here and the 14th actual tread width there. So we'll keep this nice and simple. We shall draw our tread width first. So there's that tread width across the top, solid part of wheel. And then we're going to draw an arc. And then we might draw a line coming down. Another arc. And now just comparing our drawing here, so we're basically going to have a shell through here. So a line down, a line inside, okay, we've got our basic shape. Missed one line. And this one's not joined here, so we'll use coincident and tell it we want them to touch. And we've got our first enclosed shape, assuming this line here has worked, which it does. Okay. Now we're going to use some new constraints to make this work. So we know whatever happens, we want the outside of this to be 1569. So we click the tangent constraint, click on this line and our guiding box, it'll now stretch to fit. We also want this to be a smooth curve, so we'll tangent again from here to here. We can see that it comes out smoothly, comes around, and is exactly 1569. This one here, we want to come out as a tangent. Doesn't like that one. Says it's already in place, which means we don't need to add it. We might use another new one, parallel, and we'll set this one and this one's parallel. And now our last dimension is that 3.1 hole. Half of that is 1.55. Okay, so at the moment we have some unconstrained geometry, but for our wheel it doesn't actually matter at all. We're just doing it so it looks right. So it's up to you how much you want to dimension from there. The dimensions aren't provided in the book. You could get a set of vernier calipers and draw everything by measuring it, but I don't think that's necessary for this tutorial. So we're going to finish our sketch, and this time instead of extruding, we're going to go to Revolve and click our center shape, and then our axis is the base, and immediately we'll see that that's revolving our wheel. See that our dimensions are as they should be. Tread width of 14, 15.69 overall. 2 of those is going to end up being 33 with a 3.1 center hole. So we're happy with that. We'll hit OK. When it's in the drawing, we have a narrow wheel and we have a wide wheel. So we're going to save the file, make the modifications, save as for the second one. So this one that we've just drawn is the narrow wheel. And now we're going to edit our sketch to reflect the wide wheel. So the wide wheel has a tread of 17 and 18.69. Everything else is the same. So that becomes 18. And our tread again was 17. Okay, so it's a little bit wonky because it's not fully constrained. We can click and drag and get it looking respectable again. Move this one out of the way. Obviously, the more dimensions we add here, the less it would move around, but once again, we're just trying to make it look correct. And it looks somewhat like the other wheel, so we're ready to finish the sketch. It will update to be wider. Looks more or less the same otherwise. So let's go to save as this time so we don't overwrite. And this time we'll make that wide wheel. Okay, our wheels are complete.